All right, and we're live, everybody. Hello, hello. It's good to be here. My name is Dr. Sapphire, and I'm going to be your guide for today's session. Okay, and we're going to be looking at nurturing and engaging your email subscribers. Okay, so I'm going to be diving right into what it is that we're going to be doing for today. Welcome, and it's a pleasure to be here. So let's go into our agenda. Now, who exactly am I? I am a medical doctor who doubles as an email copywriter and marketer. And when it comes to email marketing, I teach you how to do it, or I do it for you. Now, for the course of today's session, we're going to be following a particular outline. So let's get started. Now, before I go ahead to show you the outline, I would like to say one or two things. First of all, email marketing, as we all know, is what I call permission-based marketing, and it is relationship marketing. Permission-based marketing in the sense that when it comes to email marketing, right, somebody has to give you permission to send them an email, which means that I have to give you permission by signing up for you to be able to send me an email. So you need my permission to be able to send me an email. Secondly, it is relationship marketing, because one email at a time you begin to build a relationship with these subscribers. So some of them come in as cold leads, which means that they don't really know much about you. Some of them come in as what we call warm leads, which means that they know you to an extent. And a few of them may come in as what we call hot leads. They've been following you, they know everything, right? So with email marketing and building that relationship, you want to take your subscribers all the way from cold to hot. You want them to go from not knowing you, knowing everything that you do, and taking action in regards to what it is that you do. And so these steps that you take people through is what we refer to as nurturing. And then how we go about to do it is what we also call engagement. So engaging with these people to nurture them and get the kind of results that we want. So let's get started. Now we're going to be following this outline. Our points of focus for today's webinar: we're going to be looking into a proper introduction. I'll be defining some terms for you. We'll be looking at the importance of engaging and nurturing your audience. We will look into the customer journey for a bit. We'll look at what the nurturing process is like. And then we'll also be looking at the strategies to build engagement. Everybody wants to have an engaged list. I have a lot of clients come in and say, oh, I want to have an engaged list. I want my list to be engaged, right? So what are the strategies to build engagement? How do we track engagement? And then after that, we'll go into the question and answer, and we'll conclude. So get out your writing materials, get your pen and paper, and we're going to go ahead and get started. If you are ready for today's session, if you're ready to learn how to build, nurture to nurture your list and build engagement, go ahead and drop a ready in the chat, show your favorite emoji, and I'll go ahead and get started. So remember, this is the outline we're going to be following, and we're going to be looking at how you can nurture and engage your subscribers. How do you nurture them? How do you build that engagement? How do you engage these people who are coming into your ecosystem? Now, what exactly do we mean by nurturing and engaging? Nurturing and engaging your list is very necessary to build a loyal and an engaged list, a list of people who actually respond and take action. It is imperative that you take strategic steps to ensure your list remains healthy through effective nurturing and engagement. During the course of this session, we'll look at not just how to nurture, but how to engage your subscribers so you can, one, strengthen connection with your subscribers, and two, drive meaningful results. Proper nurturing leads to high subscriber engagement. And remember, we want people to actually open our emails, read these emails, click on them, and go ahead and take action. So to be able to achieve this, we need to nurture them and engage them. Now let's look at some definitions, right? Because we're using these words nurture, we're using these words engage. Hi, I see your emojis in the chat. Keep them coming. And we're using these words nurture, we're using these words engage. What exactly do they mean, right? So when we talk about nurture by the English dictionary, we're looking at how you care and protect something or someone. while they are growing, right? Now, nurturing now looks into the process of taking care of feeding, protecting something or someone. And here it's, according to dictionary, especially young children or plants that help him or her or it to develop. Now, when we talk about engaging, an engaging person or thing is pleasant, interesting, and entertaining. You want to see or hear more. Now, let's bring this to email marketing. So if nurture by the English dictionary, I see you all in the chat, welcome. If nurturing by the English dictionary has to do with caring and protecting and then helping something to develop, when somebody comes on your email list, you're actually supposed to care and protect them. Now, what are you caring about and protecting? You're caring for their interest and protecting their interest, which means that you will give them content in line with the reason why it is that they joined your list. And it also means that when they join your list, you have to take time to understand them so that you can feed them through your emails to help them grow and develop. So, for example, when people join my email list, a lot of them join not knowing much about email marketing. They're looking at how to start, right? And so I'm going to feed them through my emails in the direction of helping them grow and develop in email marketing so that they go from how to start to actually starting and getting results. Can you see it's a process and the person is growing? And this process that I will take them through is what we call nurturing. And so I have to be sure that my emails are speaking to them. My emails are hitting their pain points and providing them with solutions. That is how I nurture them through my emails. Now, with engaging, it is not enough to just show care, but people read what they are interested in. So we want to make it interesting for them, entertaining and pleasant, something that they want to see or hear more of. That's where engagement comes in. So what can you do to ensure that people want to see and hear more of your emails? I'm sorry, hear more from you, right? To see more of your emails, hear more of your emails, read more of your emails. That's what we're going to be looking into today. So if you're ready for us to dive in, can I see some emojis in the chat? I see a lot of people have joined us live. Can I see your emojis in the chat? Let's go into this session proper, okay? Now we have looked at the definitions. I believe you do understand. So let's look at the importance. Why should we nurture and engage people in the first place? Number one is the fact that we have to build what we call the KLT factor. The KLT factor has to do with knowing, has to do with know, like, and trust, which means that somebody comes in. Remember, I talked about somebody being a cold lead. The person does not really know you. The person knows that, the person knows that I'm Dr. Sapphire, email marketer. The person does not know some of my achievements. The person does not know how I can help them in full. The person does not know what I offer. The person does not know if I have any classes they can start with, right? So I want to build that knowing. Then I want them to like me. And then most importantly, I want to build trust. Because you see, when people trust you, they are ready to go the long game with you. When people trust you, it goes beyond them reading your emails to actually having a relationship with you, which is why it's important to nurture and engage your subscribers. It helps you develop long-term relationships. When I have clients, I tell them, "Oh, are you committed to doing email marketing for the long term?" Because email marketing is not you send out emails for 1 month and you stop. No, email marketing is ongoing, it is continuous, and it is long-term because it is a compounding effect. What that means is that the more emails you send out, the stronger you develop those relationships, and you use your emails to develop relationships. Recently, I went for a conference. The person who helped me do videos for that conference was somebody on my email list. I sent out an email saying, "Oh, I'm going to be in Lagos. Who's going to be here?" Right? And then this person sent me an email. We connected on WhatsApp. Why was that possible? Because I have built long-term relationships through my email. So even though we had never met and we had never chatted before, this person was able to offer me help because of the relationship I had built through emails. Do you understand? So it's long term. There are people I have worked with from my email list, and that relationship started with the fact that I sent out emails, they replied, they continue to read my emails. Sometimes they will reach out, and before you know it, it goes from inbox to something deeper. Do you understand? So it's long-term relationship, whether they are replying or not. It is long term. Now, with your email marketing, when you nurture and engage your subscribers, you actually move them from what I call subscribers to crusaders and advocates. So a crusader and an advocate is somebody that will go out there and spread the gospel of your email list, spread the gospel of what it is that you are doing. These people are advocating for you. These people are telling people about you. These people are sharing your list for people to join. People are telling people that, oh, there's somebody that can help you with email marketing, right? This is what the person does. This is how you can get in contact. And so that is one of the things you want to do, and one of the things you can achieve with proper nurturing and engagement. I remember someone reached out to me recently. I was like, oh, how did you find me? And the person was like, oh, I was searching. Then later on down the line, I got to find out that somebody had referred her. And so she found me. And there are a lot of people who, without my knowledge, without my knowing, because they have been on my list, they have seen my content, they refer me to other people, right, to help them, just because I have built that long-term relationship via email. Some of these people, I don't know what they look like. We have never met, we have never spoken, but through emails alone, that relationship is built. Now it allows you stay top of mind. Somebody that's always showing up in your inbox, right, is top of mind. That's somebody that shows up maybe once in a while or doesn't show up at all. And of course, it helps you build trust and credibility and to generate more results. Now let's look at the customer journey. The customer journey is so important when it comes to the nurturing process, because you need to first of all understand who it is that is on your list and where it is they are going before you begin to nurture people. So you don't just wake up one day and say, oh, how can I nurture my subscribers? I'm going to send them emails with freebies. I'm going to send them emails that give them a lot of value. I'm going to send them emails that make them laugh. What is the goal? What do you aim to achieve? Where is this person going? Are you just sending emails randomly, or are you sending emails strategically? So with the customer journey, it allows you send emails strategically to be able to actually nurture and engage subscribers. And so you want to understand the customer journey. So you can see here with this image I got from Keep that the journey starts here when somebody joins your list because they have a problem. Now, when someone has a problem, right, which is right here, you can see my arrow. When someone has a problem, they are looking for you for a solution. Through your list, they become aware. Through your list, they can begin to consider what it is that you are offering. Through your list, through your emails, they can make a decision. Through your list, they cannot just make a decision once, but after the decision, they can say, oh, I even like how you took care of me, so I'll go over it again. And through your list, they get to the points where we talked about loyalty, so advocacy and crusaders who will tell more people about you and refer you. So when someone comes to your list, you need to understand the problem. Remember that I said that for you to nurture and engage effectively, you must understand the customer and the journey that they are on. What is the problem that these people want to solve? Why did they come to your list? Why did they join? What do they need help with? Once you understand that problem, you can begin to take them through the different stages using the emails you're going to send out and whatever else you're going to be attaching to those emails. So someone joins my list and the person is looking for how to start a career in email marketing. And so I'm going to share emails talking about my own journey, right, to make them aware of how I started and how I got this far in my journey. I'm going to send them emails with resources that I have that can help them. And I'm going to show them why it works, right? So I might add in testimonials. So they begin to consider, do I want to take you up on this offer? And then by the time I send more emails, they now get to a point where they make a decision and say, do you know what? I've signed up for your emails. I like what it is you're telling me. I'm going to go ahead and buy this particular product to help me. Now, when they buy the product, how does the product help them? Does it meet their expectations and more? If it's meeting their expectations and more, they are going to want to get more from you. They are going to want to get more from your emails. Do you know that it may not even be a paid product? It might be a freebie that you gave out that they get to all these points, right? And then once the freebie fills on his promise and over delivers, they now want to stay and stick with you, right? And then they move to the point where we are looking at loyalty, which is where they are not just sticking with you, but they are telling other people about what it is that you are doing. And so we are going to look at the nurturing process and steps you can take to actually nurture an audience. Now, very quickly in the chat, let me ask, How many people here have started their email list? So if you started your email list, can I see a yes in the chat? If you're yet to start, right, you want to start soon between this month and next month, can I see soon? So if you've started, let me see a yes. If you're starting soon, can I see soon in the chat? Okay. Now, when we look at the nurturing process, remember that I've talked about the customer journey. But when we look at nurturing, there are key factors we need to consider to nurture people effectively. Number one is behavior. And behavior, oh, I see someone say soon. Well done. Number one is behavior, and behavior neatly ties into the customer journey, which was why I had to start from there. You see, knowing the behavior of the person who is on your list, understanding subscriber behavior, and I'm just going to escape here and do something very, very quickly, right? Because I think I switched this out and I don't want anybody to be confused. So understanding the behavior of the people who are on your list, right, is imperative to help you to be able to actually help them. Who are these people? What do they like? What are the actions they take? So, for example, I know that people on my list, right, when they come in, one of the things they want to do first is to read my emails and see if they'll get value. Number two is that they want to be able to get access to some freebie and also to my small email marketing course, right? So I know the behavior of these people. I need to understand their behavior patterns. And then with understanding their behavior patterns, I can optimize my messaging and I can know how I will follow them up from day one. How do you understand behavior patterns? By doing what I call research. So using myself as a case study, whenever someone signs up for my email list, they are going to do something I call a survey. That survey lets me know what it is that they do, what it is that they're having a challenge with, and most importantly, it helps me know the one problem they need help with now. Now, based on the responses they give in that survey, I begin to understand their behavior patterns. With understanding of those behavior patterns, I know the direction to go in nurturing them. So nurturing your subscribers is not just about sending out emails, but understanding the behavior of these people. Are they students? What do they do for fun, right? How do they unwind? What are they really looking for to achieve? How do they go about learning? For example, what's my learning behavior? Do I prefer audio? Do I like when there are infographics to display like illustrations? All these things are behavior patterns, learning behavior patterns, buying behavior patterns, consideration behavior patterns in making a decision. For example, on my list, I know that for them to make a decision, one of the things they need to see is testimonials. So all of this will be part of my nurturing process. Based on their behavior, I will add in contents that I have discovered will help them based on what I find out into my email plan. Number two, we have interactive elements. Now, with interactive elements, this also helps us to be able to understand our audience. So you see, I have polls, I have surveys, I have quizzes, GIS videos, because they cause your subscribers to interact with your emails, right? And all this is part of you taking care of them and helping them go from point A to point B. Now, let me talk about something very important. It's called messaging. Messaging is what it is you are passing across to your audience, what it is that you are telling them. Once we have message audience mismatch, I call it a silent killer. Message audience mismatch is the fact that you are speaking to these people, but you are not passing across a message because what you are telling them is not what they want to hear. What you are telling them is not what it is that they are interested in. And so they will not even move from point A to B to C because they mentally zone out. So remember that you want to nurture these people. So the messaging, what it is you tell them, has to be tailored to who it is that you have on your list. So if your list is made up of people that want to start and grow their email list, you need to be able to give them content in that direction that will help them develop and grow. Remember that nurturing is all about showing care to help them develop and grow. So your messaging should help them develop and grow. Now, importantly, we have what I call feedback. feedback is so important because it's not enough that you start this nurturing process, but you want to see how people react to the nurturing process. You want to know if you are nurturing them in the right direction or not, right? And then we have what we call segments. Segments are the different buckets of people on your list. Now, when we look at segments, everybody on your list may not have the same problem. For example, I may have people on my list with three broad problems. And when I'm speaking to them, because I want to have a message audience match, I will speak to them based on the category, the segments they fall into. So for those who want to grow their list, I will send them more tailored content to teach them how to grow their list, show them how they can grow their list, right? And in that way, I am nurturing these people. Now they are going to pay attention because it is very specific and tailored content. Now, how can you break down people into segments on your list? I'm going to show you the RFM model, but there are many others out there. Recency talks about how recently someone joined your list. So based on how recently someone joined your list, did they join the last 30 days or did they join 90 days ago, right? You can message them based on that time frame. Frequency, how often does this person engage? So the way you will talk to somebody who opens your emails a lot frequently and someone who is not opening your emails as much would differ, right? And then monetary, when you have people who are spending money with you on your list, the way you talk to them is different. So segmentation helps you to be able to speak to the different categories of people on your list in different ways to ensure that they are properly nurtured. So all these are things you will consider when it comes to the nurturing process. Now, moving forward, I want to look at the strategies you will use to actually build engagement, right? Can we build engagement? And I tell people that engagement has to do with action. In nurturing, you're taking care of these people, you are providing for them, you are helping them to grow. But when it comes to engaging, you are giving them things that interest them, entertain them, and make them look forward to seeing more. For someone to look forward to seeing more, you need to, one, nurture this person properly and actually add in strategies that help to build engagement. Engagement leads to action. Engagement is somebody opening my emails. Engagement is somebody clicking the links in my emails. Engagement is somebody responding to my emails. Engagement is somebody buying from my emails. Engagement is somebody registering for something because of an email that I sent, right? So engagement leads to action. And to get people to that point, you need to employ certain strategies. There are many strategies that you can employ, but I've listed out 5 of them for you. And I'm going to take time to explain each and every one of these strategies. Now, if you are following everything I have said so far and you're here in this class and everything is clear to you, can I see a thumbs up in the chat so that we can go ahead and proceed? So quickly drop a thumbs up in the chat so we go ahead and proceed. So strategies to build engagement. We have 5 strategies listed here: loyalty programs, gated content, reward systems. Out of these 5, you will most likely have experienced at least 2 to 3 of these without even knowing. So you may be on an email list where you were given a coupon code as a VIP. Oh, because you have bought something with us before, here is a free gift on your next order. Here is a coupon code to help to encourage you for your next order. Or you are on an email list and they're like, oh, because you're a subscriber, you get access to these kinds of content. It's exclusive to people who are on our list. Or you are given a reward. So you open a number of emails and because you have been so committed to my list, I'm giving you this freebie, right? Or I want to give everybody on my list a special package. When it comes to behavioral automations, we are using behavioral patterns and automations to work together to build engagement and then celebrating milestones, because milestones are so important, and they gear people, they help people to feel happy, and they also go ahead to build that loyalty that we are looking for, right? So what are some of the strategies you can use to build engagement? Number one, we have loyalty programs. Loyalty programs are actually programs that offer rewards. So we have rewards like discounts, special incentives, freebies, and these are for people who, we can use it for people to one, cause repeat business, or to keep building engagement. So you create a reward system. So for example, somebody giving out, oh, because you joined my list newly and you've been engaging with my emails, here is a discount code to shop on my store, right? It builds loyalty. I could also say, happy new month, here is a freebie for you because you have been among my most engaged subscribers. There was one I did for my clients, and it was a combination of number one, which is loyalty program, and number two, which is gated content. So everybody who had bought at least once on their list, we moved them into what we call the VIP segment. And so these people got emails that only them received. So to the emails were exclusive to only those people who were in the VIP. So if you weren't in the VIP, you won't get that extra content, you won't get those extra bonuses, and you will just know that, oh, some people are receiving this, but you're not qualified to receive it, right? It creates an air of exclusivity and helps to build engagement. Now, with gated content, which is what I said we combine, it is when you are making content exclusive only for your subscribers, or exclusive only to a particular segment on your list. So with gated content, subscribers will share their contact details, they will sign up, they've joined your list, and now based on what decision you make, this content can go to maybe a particular segment or only for subscribers. So for example, using that my client, we had special VIP newsletters that went out on Saturdays. So these newsletters were tagged VIP, and they were told in the newsletter, you're only getting this because you are a VIP on my list. And then sometimes we tell them to talk about it. So that way other people know that, oh, there are some people that are getting this extra stuff that they are not getting because they are VIPs. And then people want to become VIPs. So they become more engaged so that they can get VIP status, right, and receive this gated content. So you see how we use what I call gated content to create exclusivity and make other people want to be a part of it, right? So these are two strategies you can use to build engagement. Now let's look at some more strategies. We have celebrating milestones, we have behavioral automations. So with behavioral automations, right? Behavioral automations has to do with delivering timely value over a period, and they are triggered by certain actions. So for example, someone does something. So behavior has to do with like what you do, your action. So I sign up, right? And an email in regards to what I signed up for quickly goes out immediately, which is timely value. I click a link in response to the email content, and I receive an automated email coming to me with more information. Behavioral automations can be set up with multiple triggers. For example, someone hits a milestone, maybe it's your birthday, right? And a behavioral automation goes out. Somebody opens a particular number of emails, somebody clicks a link, somebody signs up. All of these things, when you send out emails that are timely, that is, somebody took a particular email and you're giving an email response, someone took a particular action and you're giving an email response to that action at that particular time, right? It encourages increased engagement. Because if I'm saying, oh, I want to learn how to start and grow my email list, and automatically I receive an email that says, watch this video to start and grow your email list, I'm going to open that email and check out the video if I'm going to download it, watch it then, or save it for later, right? Because it was timely. So timely in the sense that I said this is what I wanted to do, and this came in immediately. And that's how we can use behavior to further nurture and build engagement. Now, when it comes to celebrating milestones, milestone emails celebrate important days in your subscriber's life or in the customer life cycle. They create what I call the feel good and happy feelings, right? They bring about a sense of accomplishment and achievement. It also creates a sense of community and strengthens the bond you have with your subscribers. Milestones could be brand oriented or customer facing. Some brand oriented milestones include what we call anniversaries. So, for example, the brand's first year anniversary, the brand hitting a particular revenue goal, the brand being named top 10 in a particular industry. Those are milestones for the brand that you can share with your subscribers, which helps to build engagement. Now, when you talk of customer facing milestones, these are milestones that are directly related to your subscriber. For example, 1 year anniversary with you. So the person has been 1 year on your email list. That's a milestone. The person's birthday has reached. That's a milestone. It's been 1 year. It's been 6 months since you last bought. That's a milestone, right? So you achieve a particular thing. For example, you have made your first sale, right? Let's say it's an app, and then someone makes a first sale. That's a milestone. So milestones differ by brands and by customers. So you need to determine what are the milestones you're interested in as a brand. What are the milestones you want to celebrate for your customers? Do you want to celebrate them when they make their first sale? Do you want to celebrate them when they've been opening your emails consistently for 1 year? Do you want to celebrate them when it's their birthday? Do you want to celebrate them when it's any other anniversary? So there could be a lot of milestones. You could even stay and set the milestones for yourself, and then you begin to create emails for those milestones. Now, why this builds engagement is the fact that if I see a happy birthday email, I'm going to quickly want to interact with it because guess what? It's my birthday, and I'm going to take all the good wishes I can get. Now, if somebody tells me, "Oh, you just achieved this," right, or on you unlocked the next level, I'm going to want to know what I've achieved or what I've unlocked because people are so interested in themselves. Human beings are so interested in themselves that they like to see their accomplishments, they like to see their achievements, and they like to be celebrated, especially when it's things that they would not even have considered, right? So milestone emails come in at this point. Now, these emails are also automated, right? Just like the behavioral emails, these emails are automated, and people get to milestone emails when they achieve certain accomplishments or go through certain phases. Now, let me tell you the psychology behind milestone emails. It's the same psychology that is used in games, right? When you're playing a game and you unlock the next level, ensure you're going to want to play hard so that you can unlock the next level. You're going to want to collect all the points so that you can unlock the next level. So if I say that, oh, you did XYZ, and so you are receiving this, or congratulations, you have successfully done 1, 2, 3, right? And then within that email, you get to see that I'm celebrating. That's your accomplishment. People are just naturally happy, right? So that's like how it works. The same way we use it in games to make people want to keep engaging so that they can keep getting more rewards and keep being celebrated. That's the psychology and the principle we bring to our emails to ensure that people also want to keep engaging and then get rewarded for it. Now, let me go back a bit and also explain. Now, a bit of the psychology behind gated content is the fact that people don't want to miss out on things, especially when you see it as high value, right? And other people are getting it and you are not getting it. So, for example, if you're in a class and then maybe 30 people in the class were given a special package and you weren't given it, you're going to want to ask yourself, what can I do to get it? How can I be among the people that also get it? Because you did not get it, you're going to feel somehow and you're going to want to be among the people who get it. All of these strategies are built based on behavioral behavioral principles and behavioral psychology. So you see that when you want to build engagement, which was why I started the very beginning by talking about the customer journey and research, because it is in understanding these people that you can know what strategy to implement and where to start from, and how to create your own strategy based on these things that I have told you. By implementing these strategies, you create content that keeps your subscribers engaged. Can we type that in the chat? By implementing these strategies, you create content that keeps your subscribers engaged. So one of the things you will want to do is ensure that when you are planning your emails, when you want to create the strategy behind how you want to nurture and engage your subscribers, you are going to pick from the things that I have said and add it into your plan to ensure that you achieve your set goals and KPIs. Okay. Now, here are some samples based on what I have taught you. Remember that I said that some of the ways you can engage and nurture people is through interactive elements. So you see emails like this, right? This particular email, which comes from Intrigue, right? They do a daily poll in every email they send out. When you click this link on this poll, you automatically see the answer. So this poll is like a quiz, because some of the times they give you questions that you're thinking a bit like, oh, what's the correct answer? And because you want to know if you got the answer or not, you want to know if you know it or not, right? You're going to go ahead and vote. Now, when you vote, it will now show if your answer is correct or not. That is a way to encourage people to engage and take action, because they want to know in this quiz, is my answer correct? Did I get it right? It can also come in the form of a poll where it's like, oh, share your opinion. So for example, this one says, what do you think should be NATO's main priority in the next 5 years? So with this one, they are sharing their opinion. But when they do something like, which of this is the correct answer, right? People now want to take that one because they want to know if they got it or not. In this other one, people want to lend their voice to the discussion. Now, remember I talked about milestones. This one says 1 year into strategy breakdowns. So it is celebrating 1 year of strategy breakdowns. And when people do celebrations, people want to see, oh, what has happened in 1 year? Let me see what's up, what these people are up to. And so we check it out. Now, this is still more interactive content, and this content is created based on behavior. So you can see that they said learn more from proven entrepreneurs, and they said read, watch, listen, enroll. So they know that some of the people on their list like to read, others prefer to watch videos, some prefer to listen, and others prefer to enroll. And so they use visuals and imagery to be able to make it into a kind of be able to make it into options that people can choose, right, to go ahead and get started. Now, when you see something like this in your email, you're going to automatically pick the one that works best for you, right? So it is important that you consider all these kind of interactive elements, milestones, and more in the emails that you are going to be sending out. I see that everybody's following. I can see your comments. Please keep it up. Let's keep going. We are getting close to the end of this session, and after that I'll go ahead and take your questions. Now that we have looked at the process for nurturing people, where I talked about using interactive content, checking their if you understand the people that you are writing. All right. Okay. So now that I have shared with you how you can go ahead and properly nurture people, and I have also shared some strategies that you can use to cause engagement and shown you samples. How can we track this engagement? With email marketing, the metrics you can track fall into these categories. But to be able to track these metrics, you need to have decided from the beginning what was the goal I wanted to achieve. So if I wanted more engagement, what would need to happen for me to say that, oh, my list is now more engaged? Is it my open rates increasing from 20% to 30%? Is that what will make it more engaged for me? Is it more people responding to my emails when I ask questions? Is that what will make it engaged for me? Is it when I have people buying my products on a day-to-day basis? So what do I count as engagement for me? Or is it when my click rate slash click through rate increase, right? Is this what I count as engagement? So engagement tracking starts by you defining what matters to you, right? So how do you know that what you're doing is working? What do you want to track? Do you want to track your opens, your clicks, your buys, your replies, or other conversions? So other conversions could be as simple as you booking calls. So for some people, you don't buy directly from them. You have to book a call first. So with their list, they do what we call lead generation. They use it to get people to book discovery calls. So increased engagement for that person could be that, oh, I'm booking more calls from my email list. Do you understand? I have a large percentage of people responding to my polls. So you need to know what increased engagement is for you and then track it based on this number. So before you start working on your engagement, you need to know your starting numbers. Now, if you do not have a list, which a lot of people here don't have, and you are just starting, you are not going to have stat numbers yet. What you are going to have is industry benchmarks. So you're going to Google industry benchmarks for open rates, for click rates, for XYZ industry, right? And then you're going to see what the benchmarks are. Now, based on those benchmarks, you set goals for your own email list. And then you start your email list journey. And then at the end of the first 30 days, you compare your own results now with the industry benchmarks. And then you continue in that process. So you can see that tracking is very important, because without tracking, you can't know if you are improving or not. You can't know if you are doing better, getting worse, or you are just stagnant. And the goal is to keep improving. I mean, if we did not want to improve, we won't even be on this email list challenge. We won't be looking into how we can grow our email list, how we can send out emails, that what we can do with our emails to ensure that they are nurturing and engaging these subscribers. Do you understand? These are some of the things that we need to consider. Now, before I move forward, I need to say this. Email marketing uses emails as the source for communication. The more frequently you reach out to people, the faster you build a relationship. So consider somebody who is dating, or maybe the person just met, you like this person, you want to know more about the person. You're going to be intentional about spending time with that person so that person can get to know more about you quickly, right? If you are interested in somebody, you're not going to be calling the person once in 2 weeks, or once in a month, or once in 6 months. You're going to be checking in on that person regularly. Now, you need to ensure that your email marketing is in line with your business model, so that as you are nurturing your subscribers, everything is in sync. Do you understand? So you are not nurturing your subscribers, but then they feel lost and they feel like they don't know what is going on, because it is not in sync with your business model, right? And then with engagement tracking, you need to ensure that you choose the right engagement strategy for your list based on their behavior patterns. And sometimes the behavior pattern starts by talking to somebody. How can you discover someone's behavior pattern? By talking to somebody who is on your list, by talking to somebody who has indicated interest in your list and asking some key questions, you can go ahead and discover this. So that's just a little definition, by the way. Now we have come to our conclusion and our next steps. Now, when it comes to building your email list, nurturing and engaging subscribers, it is necessary that you build a loyal and engaged list. A loyal list are people, like I told you before, who will, one, advocate for you, who will refer you, and who will talk about you. An engaged list is a list of people who actually take action. And the reason they are taking action is because they are interested. Do we remember our definitions from the beginning? These people are interested, they are entertained by what it is you are doing, so they want to see more. So if I see the first time, I open the first email, I'm entertained, I'm intrigued. You use some engagement elements to get me, I get more interested. I'll want to see more of it, which means that next time I'll do what again? Open, getting me to take action, right? And then next time again, I'll not just open, I'll also click a link. I'll also participate in the poll or the survey you have in the email because I am finding it interesting, entertaining, and resourceful to me. Now, for you who is starting your email list, what we want to look at are what are the next steps. What do you want to do? What do you have to do? Through the course of this challenge, you have looked at how to build your list. You have looked at how to drive traffic. You have looked at content and you have looked at the software. And now we are looking at how you need to nurture these people who are coming into your system. You are going to be sending out emails to them and you're going to be ensuring that these emails follow the customer journey to ensure that these people who are coming in don't just come in and are left on their own, but come in and are taken through a dedicated process. Nurturing is a process that helps somebody to grow. So you need to know what is step A and what is step B, which is why your next steps will be to identify your list goals and objectives. So let's say Dr. Sapphire is starting an email list today. Dr. Sapphire is on a mission to train 5,000 plus people to become professional email list managers. People who come to Dr. Sapphire want to know how to start an email marketing career so that they can be financially independent. So Dr. Sapphire gives them a masterclass that says how to start your email marketing career, right? Or how to become an email marketer in 2024. That's my lead magnet. Now they're going to sign up and they're going to come into my email list. Now, because I know that their first problem is how to start their email marketing career, right? I know that I am going to nurture them by giving them a stepwise process in my emails to help them actually start their email marketing career. I'm also going to be providing them resources, which could be my free or paid offers that will help them on this journey to starting their email marketing careers and actually becoming professionals. Do you understand? So your nurturing process is step by step. Your nurturing process, remember when I talked about behavioral automations? So when those people sign up for the first time, the behavioral automation that will go out at that time is what I call the welcome sequence. The welcome sequence is what will take these people from step one of not knowing me to setting expectations to helping them achieve a key goal, sharing my story so they get to know more about me. It's nurturing, remember, and then getting them to point B. After the nurture emails, I will begin to send out regular content emails based on a set rhythm. Some people send out 3 emails a week, 1 email a week, 2 emails a week. And remember I said, and then some other people email every day. But remember I said that when you want to know somebody, you talk to them more often. Now, it's important that you choose a rhythm that works best for you, right? So when you begin to send out these emails, you are not just going to send them out. You still have the nurturing roadmap in place, which means that you are sending things that will help these people get one step closer to their goal, that will add one more, that will help them go one more step up the ladder so that they get closer to their goals, right? And then in doing all of this, you will add in your engagement strategies and you find that you begin to nurture these people, you begin to engage them, and you begin to see response and results from your list. So when you're starting, you will identify your goals and objectives. You will set your KPIs like I told you. You will choose the strategies to implement per time, and you will track your results. For everybody on this call, I can easily tell you the next steps you need to take specific to you because you're starting your list. You will need to set up your welcome sequence following the nurturing process, and then you will need to create your email content calendar for the next 30 days so that when somebody comes on your list, they go through your welcome sequence, which is the first part of the nurturing and engagement, and then they go through your regular emails for the first month, which will continue from where your welcome sequence has stopped. Now, once you start with these two, you can begin to add in more of what I have talked about. So to your regular emails, you can begin to spice it up with surveys. You can begin to spice it up with interactive elements, even your welcome sequence. You can see that this thing actually works hand in hand. It doesn't work in isolation because I'm nurturing and I'm engaging at the same time. So it's not like I nurture and then I engage. I nurture and engage at the same time. So it's important that you always have this at the back of your mind. And very quickly, we are going to be going into the Q&A. If this session has been helpful for you, can I see a star in the chat? Can I see a star emoji? If you have found this particular session helpful, let me see a star emoji very quickly. Drop your star emoji in the chat. So before we dive into the question and answers, how can you connect with Dr. Sapphire? You can find me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, or you can send me an email if you have questions or you need clarity on certain topics. You can also drop your questions in the comment section, and I'll go ahead and start answering you now. So we have 10 minutes exactly on our clock, and this 10 minutes is being reserved for questions and answers. So can we go ahead and drop our questions in the chat? So if you have a question, go ahead, drop it on the chat right about now. So can I see your questions? So let's see your questions. All right, so I see, good. I see your stars. That's great. So do we have questions? Can I see your questions? Questions, it's time for questions. Time for questions, guys. Time for questions. So go ahead and drop your questions. Let's see. What questions do you have? I see Peter. Oh, very helpful. I'm so glad. So what questions do we have? So very quickly, can we take questions? So I'm giving the next 8 minutes to answer questions. Can I see your questions? While I await your questions, I want to do a special thank you to Mildred for organizing this session and helping each and every one of us here learn how to build and start our email list. So somebody has a question for me. I see there's a question here. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sapphire, for this powerful session. Does it mean that you measure your KPI based on your subscribers' behavior, right? So I'm going to go ahead and answer this question. Do I measure my subscribers' behavior based on do I measure your KPI rather based on your subscribers' behavior? Remember that I said that when you are starting, right, it is important that number one, you set benchmarks. So because of the fact that you have not done email marketing before, right? You haven't done email marketing before. Because you haven't done email marketing before, you don't have any past data to use or to leverage. So what you want to do is to actually go ahead and check industry benchmarks. Now, after checking industry benchmarks, you then want to proceed to actually setting goals and objectives for yourself. After setting these goals and objectives, right, you begin to monitor them. So is this goal and objective based on your subscribers' behavior? To an extent, yes. So what are the things your subscribers do? Would they rather click a link to buy, or would they rather go directly to the sales page, or would they rather read your sales letter? right? Would you want to test out the two of them? Your KPIs are actually based on what it is you want to achieve. Your subscriber behavior can play a part in what it is you want to achieve, right? So if you see that people are interested in buying your course from your email list, your KPI could be sell XYZ of this course, or get 100 people to register from the email list because you have seen that your subscribers are interested. Okay, so yes, your KPI can actually be linked to your subscribers' behavior, but it does not mean that your KPI is always linked to your subscribers' behavior, right? So, what's the next question? All right, so this she says, he or she says that I'm asking this question because I'm managing an email list, and after segmenting the audience, the open rate increased, but the click rate continued to be low. Now, when you segment the audience, depending on how you segment the audience, right, automatically your open rates will go up, especially if you're segmenting based on recency and frequency, like I talked about earlier, right? So the people who have joined your list recently are way more active than people who have been there for a long time. People who have opened your emails more are way more active than people who have not opened as much. So open rates will go up. However, for the click rate if the click rate continues to be low, what you want to do is actually to change the different call to actions you have. So you want to test out different call to actions. You want to say, oh, I told them to do this thing, right? I used this call to action, it didn't work. The click-through rate the click rate was low. You want to test out different call to actions. You want to test out different incentives. You want to test out different messaging. So how are you telling these people to click? Are you using what I call the benefit click, where it's like start click here to download XYZ, that kind of thing? Or you are using the curiosity click here if you want the 5 steps to help you start a successful email marketing career, right? Those are 2 clicks that you can use: benefit click, curiosity click. There's a FOMO click where you're saying this disappears in 2 hours, but if you click it now, you get immediate access. Do you understand? So those are ways you can change your messaging to how you click, or for how you click, to ensure that you're increasing click rates. Another thing could be, what are you offering them? Is it something that is in line with what they want? So this is where knowing your audience comes, right? So is it in line with what they want, right? Or it is not in line with what they want? Because if I'm telling somebody who is not interested in growing their email list that, oh, here is a cheat sheet to help you grow your email list, because you're not interested in it, you're not going to want to have it. You're not going to want to click on it. But if I tell you, oh, here is something to help you start your email marketing career, because that's what you're interested in, you will go ahead and click it. So those are 3 sets of things to consider. So remember, like I said, number one, you want to look at the messaging for the click. You want to look at the incentive, right? And then you want to try out interactive elements. You can also get feedback from people to know more of what it is that they are interested in. So I hope this answers your question. So we still have 2 more minutes. Does any other person have a question? So any more questions for me? Thank you so much for the questions so far. These have been very thoughtful questions, and I believe they have helped other people. So if you have a question, we still have 2 minutes. Can I see your questions? Adedeji, tell me if my answer has helped you. If you still have more questions, we still have some time. So you can go ahead and also still ask more questions if you have them. So does anybody still have a question? Do you still have a question? Do we have questions? I'm waiting to see if there are any more questions in the chat before we wrap up our session for today. So are there more questions? I see questions. We still have a minute to go. Any final questions? So while I'm waiting to see if there are any final questions, let me ask you, in one word, not in one word, Let me ask you, how has the class been for you? What is one thing that you have learned today? Right? Thank you so much for the class. It's value packed. I'm glad it's value packed. Can you tell me one thing you have learned today? One thing, just one single thing you have learned today. What is one thing you are taking home that you have learned today? Can I quickly see it in the chat as our timer quickly counts down? What is one thing you have learned today that you are going home with? One thing you have learned today. You have clarity. I'm glad you have clarity. Can I see one thing that you have? Can I see one thing you have learned? Okay, so Adeji has clarity. Oluchi says the class was value packed. Can I see loyalty program and gated content? I'm glad that that is something you have learned today. So loyalty program, gated content. Somebody has gotten clarity. That's really good. Can I see what else it is that we have gotten? What else? What else? What else? Clarity, loyalty program, gated content. That's really good. That's really good. So I still see that some people want to share. Understanding your audience first before nurturing them. Those are really powerful and salient points because you really cannot do anything outside of your audience. It's not enough to have your brand and your products, but you need to understand your audience first. Then you need to nurture them. You have seen, okay, I feel like this is my highlight for today. So I have seen what I'm doing wrong and how I can be better. If not for anything, I am glad that this class has helped you see what you are doing wrong and how you can be better. Thanks for the class. I learned a lot. With that being said, we have come to the end of today's session. And don't forget that it is one thing to learn and it is another thing to practice. So it doesn't stop here. Whatever it is you have learned today, take a step further and actually start implementing because practice makes better. Some other people will say practice makes perfect, but ensure that you don't just go home and know, oh, it was a good class and you leave it there. Every single thing you have done, ensure that you actually go ahead and practice it. Okay. If you have any more questions, I have shared my contact details here. You can go ahead and send me an email and I'll go ahead and respond to you. If you don't send me an email, you can reach out to me on social media and I'll be happy to respond to you, or even in the WhatsApp community, whichever one works best for you. Do have um, do have a great rest of your day.